Inside of 20 laps to go here in the NASCAR Nationwide Series race presented by Pennzoil at Nashville, Tennessee. Kyle Busch has now led 4 times for 156 laps. And running in second spot is Brad Keselowski. Remember last week it was Brad Keselowski who took advantage of a late race caution flag, and that worked in his favor, and he was able to make the pass and go on to victory lane. In fact, Brad Keselowski talks about how important these races are in terms of opportunities for teams like his.
Well, the standalone races are a great opportunity for my team, the 88 Nationwide team. You know, it's a chance for us to get back on our game. I think last year we scored a lot of points in those races, got us back in the title chase. So I think we're looking to do the same thing this year.
He may need another caution flag to be able to get up and close, but it was a year ago in this race, Andy, that he was able to run down the leader and take the lead, which at that time was Clint Boyer, with just 5 laps to go. But he's got his work cut out for him tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's got about a 2.5 second gap now he has to make up. He was running faster lap times there again for a few laps, but then this last time he beat Kyle Busch 4/10 the last lap by.
Now, we saw the incident on pit road with Mark Davis trying to turn in, and the impact with the 62 of Brendan Gaughan. Brendan Gaughan is very angry. Listen right now.
Find me that dumb wannabe college graduate. Do not let him leave this racetrack at all. I'm fine. I'm fine. No, I'm talking about the kid. He's not leaving this track till he sees me.
And Rusty, a lot of frustration there. I mean, he's coming out for a pit stop, and the 10 car is turning. I mean, he would have had maybe a top 15 finish.
Yeah, it's a big-time racing accident. I mean, things like that happen. There's no doubt about that. Brendan was the first guy to get the lucky dog. He thought he'd get that lap back, and he's coming in for a normal pit stop. He just didn't know that Mark was going to hang a left and come in the garage area, and that's just a bizarre happening that's happened in the past to other people. I just haven't seen it in a while, but he'll cool down. Brendan's got a good head on him. He's just upset right now.
Now, in fairness to Mark, could a spotter have helped him and said, you got a car coming in to pit, stay out, or slow down and stay out of the way?
Yeah, yeah, I'm not sure about that, though. I think he was, he was just coming down pit road, going to pull in the garage, not realizing these guys were making a pit stop right there at the opening, and that's the key thing. It was just an unlucky break for Brendan by his pit stop being at that garage opening.
Carl Edwards talked all weekend about how he had a really good race car. Yesterday, he was the fastest car in the final practice session. He is time and again tonight told his crew and patted him on the back for giving him a very consistent car. Maybe one of the best cars he's had all year long, but right now he's hanging tough in 3rd spot, still looking for that first win of the season.
But the key thing is they've made some ground up. They do have a fast car. He's got running fast lap times, but he's got that gap trying to make up on Kyle. But he has a fast car, and they have made some ground on that competitiveness they've been struggling with.
He's like, I just like to have one more caution, and so I get a little closer to him, because just like you said, Andy, his car right now, the last time by, he was right at 0.2 of a second faster. Shannon?
Rusty, and they've been working on this car all night. As I told you earlier in the race, they felt like they went the wrong way on a pit stop adjustment, so they brought him back down. They corrected it. Carl Edwards, as you said over the radio, said this is the most competitive we've been. So this car really, and this team really moving in the right direction if they want to hunt down that 18 team.
Well, they're solid. There's no doubt about that. And that's what's going to win you a championship, just constantly working on your car, adjusting to the conditions throughout the night. And now they got a good guy behind the wheel.
Said earlier that there was a 2.5 second gap between Brad Keselowski and Kyle Busch. That gap is now 1.8 seconds. Only 10 laps to go, so Brad's got some work to do, but he's making some ground on Kyle Busch.
I got to wonder, what is Kyle Busch thinking right now after all the bad luck
he's thinking? He doesn't want you saying.
Okay.
What he's thinking is they're probably telling him, hey, guy, guess what? Brad Keselowski's faster than you right now, and he's thinking, man, I don't need a caution, so I can have a green, white checker restart. He might get beat then if that happens.
Now, it is, it is after 10 o'clock Eastern time. These guys, Kyle Busch and Carl Edwards, after this race is over, they got to get on the plane, fly an hour and 40 minutes to Pocono and run 500 miles tomorrow. Rusty, how tough is that?
Well, Jerry, it's really not that tough. I mean, they got pilots. They can sit in the back, get some sleep, and once they get to Pocono, we'll sleep in as long as you possibly can.
Jerry's got to watch it as a caution. I want to come get 2.
That was Carl Edwards saying that if the late caution, he's thinking ahead here. If the caution comes out, how can I win this thing? And he might want to get a couple of tires here to try to beat these guys.
Absolutely. Yeah, if it comes out, I could get 2. It might catch, might get enough speed right there to outrun Kyle.
Remember, it was this stretch of races last year that Carl Edwards was able to make up some ground and really pull away because Kyle Busch struggled. Remember, Kyle Busch finished 20th here and went to Pocono the next day and finished 43rd last.
Yeah, and that's all about, you know, doing too many things. He, just like you said, Jerry, did Texas in the truck. He did here. He did Pocono. He did all that. And spun out a couple times in Pocono, had problems there. And, man, when you're... He's pretty good, though. He's one of the best guys out there. And if anybody can handle it, Kyle can, that's for sure.
Okay, the gap's down to 1.3 seconds. Looks like Keselowski's having to deal with a little traffic on this lap, but let's look at the speeds at the line.
And that is the 7th place car that Kyle is pulling up on Stephen Wallace. The last car on the lead lap as Kyle goes by.
See, Carl Edwards had the fastest lap that time by. We're inside of 10 laps to go, 6 laps to go, so the gap is now 1.5 seconds.
And let's check their speed one more time as they come by, see if Carl is still quick. And their leader will flash by.
You see there, Brad Keselowski was the fastest car that time. Well, then now Carl Edwards eclipses his time. But both of those cars faster than Kyle Busch. 5 to go, though. That's the key. That's the key number.
And now the margin is just over a second. It was 2.5 seconds 8 laps ago.
That's exactly why Kyle doesn't want to see a green, white checker finish here. He wants to get this thing over with.
You're exactly right. And Kyle's negotiating traffic right now, getting through there. And he's got a lot of good cars he's been dealing with. He's got 4 laps to go right now. He comes across the line this time, and he knows he's just got to get through it. And Brad is looking at him going, man, if I can get him caught in some traffic.
Yeah, and here's some more traffic.
This track has not been kind to Kyle Busch. In 7 races here, he's got an average finish of 17th. He's led a bunch of laps, but he's never won a race. That could change 4 laps from now.
Kyle Busch knows it's not over till it's over, like Andy's been saying, and Alan down there in the pit studio, and Brad and the guys, because anything can happen. I mean, right now, the rate he's going, Brad can't catch Kyle. But if Kyle gets caught with some more traffic and a caution flag comes out, it's a whole different story.
Yeah, but he's thinking, I'm going to make it this time. I've had enough bad luck. I've paid my dues with all this bad luck. I'm going to get to the finish tonight. And he's only got 3 laps to go.
I bet he's saying, I hope Jerry Punch doesn't talk about me, too.
Well, I'm going to prove to him that I am not the jinx, as we keep talking about what an incredible talent he is. And, folks, for the 6th race in a row, Kyle Busch has led the most laps. I realize he's only won 1 of those 6, or 1 of the 5 before. That was at Richmond, but he is 2 laps away from changing that here tonight. What a performance. He led 4 times for now 171 laps, and he'll get the white flag this time by.
Kyle's just thinking, don't know anybody wreck. No wrecking going on right now. Don't want to have a green flag wreck or start. White flag's out.
He can take a breath now.
Flag.
38 car being shown in 5th position, Leffler. So it is Kyle Busch, Keselowski, Edwards, Bliss, and Leffler, the top 5.
The gap's down to 1 second, but it's white flag. Bring it home for Kyle.
Kyle Busch, 2 more turns, and he becomes the 5th driver to win on all 3 concrete racetracks. Kyle Busch comes out of turn 4 and wins for the first time in Nashville, Tennessee.
What's up, guys? Thank you. Woo! Everybody's going to get a piece of guitar tonight. Oh, yeah.
Or if he let you play that guitar, Jerry.
See there, we didn't do a thing wrong, and he gets him a Gibson guitar.
Jerry, you said how hard will it be on Kyle Busch going back to Pocono? This cat's got so much adrenaline flowing right now, won't bug him a bit.
Well, he has led over 1,100 laps now in 2009.
Keep your hands off that guitar. Woo! Yeah, finally.
Picks up his 4th win of the year.